What is the secret to consistency, and how can one be consistent for productive works?
Oh, they fly. The secret to consistency is having it in your calendar and doing work that you actually want to stay consistent on. Like doing work that you actually love and then creating a calendar for it. If you're not consistent, it's one of those two things. Like you don't actually want to do it. So the solution is you cannot be doing it long term, or you don't have a schedule that you're sticking to. It's one of those two. Which one is it, Sean?
I don't have a schedule. I don't know how to make a schedule and what to do with a calendar.
Ooh.
He says, please teach me with a metaphor, like just stop eating sugar or anything else. Then what next thing I do with calendar? Is there paper calendar or have an app?
All right. Zane, do it.
Yes.
Let's hear your answer.
Okay.
Zane's about to go into coaching mode. Here it comes. Let's go, Zane.
Now, I think everything you just said is true. He's got to have, but in addition to having a calendar, and you know this is what you really want to do, but then you be consistent. You have to make a commitment to following that calendar. But I'm also a big believer you need to have a morning routine because your morning routine sets your day. Sean, take out a piece of paper and a pen. Let us know when you got a piece of paper and a pen. You're going to write down what time do you wake up in the morning, right? And whatever time that is, let's say you wake up at 6 a.m. Right? That's gonna be the beginning of your morning. And then you're gonna mark from there. Each line is gonna be 1 hour from 6 to 7 a.m., 7 to 8, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. That's your morning. And then next to each one, just do that first. Do that first. We're gonna make this very simple for you.
Hour by hour breakdown. Let's see it.
Yeah.
Live coaching with Zane the Man.
Because this is what it's good because this is what I teach my little nieces and nephews when they have to do homework assignments and stuff, and I let them know when they should watch TV and when they shouldn't watch TV, and those are all rewards once they get their homework done. They have to prioritize.
How old are they now?
Because, they're in their teens now, but they mother whether it's my sister or my cousin, they call Uncle Zan, so they'll call me because I can get them more structure. For example, I want to stop eating sugar. Now, what it do with the calendar? Tell me next step. Okay, Sean. Okay, so
This is great.
Sean, did you do what I asked you to do?
Uncle Z.
You said it by hour.
Uncle Z.
What time you wake up in the morning, Sean? What's your regular wake up time?
I might have to start calling you Uncle Z.
No.
Forget Zane the Man. It's just Uncle Z now.
Call me Uncle Z.
Uncle Z.
They don't even say that.
That's what it is now. That might be the answer.
Oh my God, Uncle Z.
We got to rebrand the whole thing. Forget about Zane the Man. Uncle Z.
You know what? I prefer Uncle Saturday.
Uncle Saturday. It'd be SAUR Saturday. DAY.
Okay.
Done.
So Sean, so you get up at 6 a.m. Okay, so on your paper, you have lines on your paper, right? Or you could draw lines on your paper. So 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., that's 1 hour, okay? The next one will be 7 to 8 a.m., and then 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. 6 a.m. to 7. Okay, Sean, answer me this. Can you spend that first hour alone by yourself? No gadgets, no nothing. I mean, depending on how your life is being lived, can you spend that first hour by yourself?
All right.
We're gonna call it your hour power.
The power hour. Let's go.
Hour power, whatever. Either way, but you gotta spend that first 1 hour by yourself because tell me, can you do that? And then we'll tell you what you're gonna put in that first hour.
Listen to your Uncle Z, Sean.
You're so funny. Yes, I can. Good. It's so funny.
This is great.
So, Sean,
we have to make it stick. I'm going to forget, so we have to make it stick somehow. You remember.
Sean, this is what you're going to schedule in that first hour. A few things. And you may have to learn some of these things if you don't already know it. You're going to have to schedule, if you are a spiritual person or you believe in God, that's going to be part of your prayer time. That's going to be time for you to do your visualization, your meditation, your affirmations, that first 1 hour, because you want to be very clear on that. That's going to set the rest of your day and pretty much the rest of your week and the rest of your month, the rest of your year, the rest of your life. And this is something you have to do for the rest of your life. Your first, Evan calls it your power hour or your hour of power.
Do I? I don't call it that. That's
okay. Well, I call it your hour of power.
That's a Tony Robbins thing.
Yeah. So yeah,
and it's an Uncle Z thing.
So that first hour every morning is, and again, different people spend, their first when they wake up, their morning routine differently because you don't know their background.
Okay, so hold on. So he gave you a whole bunch of your Uncle Z gave you a whole bunch of options there, Sean. What are you gonna put? What's that first hour gonna look like?
Yeah, what are your first hour gonna look like, Sean?
Yeah,
and don't worry about the sugar and all the kind of stuff. That stuff is gonna take care of itself. Let's get you together because everything begins and ends with you and your mindset.
All right,
we get you together. The rest of that stuff won't be an issue later. Sean Mahi. Okay, all right. Okay, let's move on from 6 to 7. 7 to 8. Listen to me, Sean. Even if you're in the best shape of your life, okay, exercise. 7 to 8, exercise. 7 to 8, exercise. So 6 to 7, and good because Evan referred to him earlier in the broadcast. His name is John Astroff. He wrote a book called Inner Size, and that's all about your mindset and taking care of your inside. Just like you do exercise for your body, you need to do inner size for your mind. So that's why I gave you 6 to 7 as the first thing. That's inner size. 7 to 8 is exercise. Those two things are gonna make a big difference. It's gonna give you more clarity. It's gonna give you more purpose. It's gonna give you more direction. So those are the first two things you should do every morning. Your inner size, which is your power hour, your hour of power, and your exercise. So do you have an exercise routine, or are you willing to exercise from 7 to 8? That's your exercise time. Because even if you go 7 to 7:30 and you get 30 minutes of exercise, you still need time to stretch. You still need time to wind down. So give yourself an hour that you're dedicating to exercise. That can be also part of your breakfast also, after you exercise though. So now he says 8 to 9, what should I do? So here we go now. So what you have left, you got your 6 to 7 filled in, and you got your 7 to 8 filled in. Now, check this out.
Wait, what was 7 to 8? 7 to 8 was working out?
Yeah, 8 to 9. Yeah, okay, 7 to 8 is
out.
Exercise.
Okay, exercise, sure.
Whatever that means to you. So you fill that in, whether it's cardio, whatever you get stretching in. And you can also get your breakfast in during that time. So 8 to 9, listen carefully, Sean. My 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. Now, what are your 1 or 2 must get done things? I'm gonna show. Evan's gonna make me do it anyway, so I might as well show it.
I like that. That was great, Zane.
I was trying to get out of it.
Makes me happy.
Evan's gonna make me show it.
Let's go. Let's see. What do you got?
So here we go. Let me see. This is sufficient. Okay. So you see this right here, Sean Mahi? I hope you can see that. Can you guys see that?
Can you? I see colors. I can't really read it though.
I'm gonna chop a little bit closer. Can you see it now?
Just because I'm playing, I can see it, but
yeah. So,
I'm playing.
Sean Mahi, there's a quadrant. Okay. In the first quadrant is a do it now. The yellow quadrant is do it later, and the third quadrant is avoid it, and the fourth one is delegate it. We're gonna focus on the top two. That 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. That is basically your block time that you're going to focus on doing the 1 or 2 most important things you need to get done for that day. That's gonna feed into whatever your weekly, monthly, or yearly goals are. So if that means you need to read a book, if that means you need to watch 4 Evan Carmichael videos to help your mindset better, whatever your goals are, whatever your purpose is, that's got to be filled in those first 4 hours. But you're gonna do it 1 hour at a time. It's almost like you're chunky in 1 hour chunks. That way you can take breaks in between. You can do 45 minutes, take a 15-minute break, get back in it, 45 minutes, 15-minute breaks. But you're going to have those 1 hour, each hour dedicated to something very specific. And again, you may say, okay, I need to learn how to play chess. Okay, just for example, You can say, okay, this 1 hour and this next hour I'm gonna focus on chess. The next 2 hours I'm gonna focus on learning how to type better. But whatever your goals may be, you're gonna fit those in those first 4 hours. Now it's 12 o'clock. But talk to me about that first. What are your first
He's got
what are
school.
your,
School. I mean, that's the thing, right?
what's that?
He's got to do school. He's got to get ready
Well-
for school.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's not. Maybe.
All right. Well, what's your
Okay,
most important thing, Sean?
Sean Mahi, where are we at on our schedule? Because a lot of times that morning schedule, which is 1/3 of your day, that morning schedule can make a big difference. Now, the only caveat to what I'm telling you is that when you have a work schedule, you got your work hours, so you may have to work around that. Because if you're not an entrepreneur where you can control your hours in your day and you have a work schedule, then whatever you're working 6 hours, 8 hours a week, whatever, 8 hours a day, then you have to fit that in and to fit this around that.
Or doesn't he also have a crazy job at the airport?
Let me see. Okay, I do remember him saying he got to drive to the airport for 2 hours and come back home for an hour.
That was from like a previous stream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a very good memory. But again, circumstances change. So Sean Mahi, how many hours a week, how many hours a day do you work? And I think he's 27, so I don't think he's in school anymore. So just confirm for us, are you still in school, yes or no? And how many hours a day do you have to work?
Maybe I messed that up. I thought he was doing medical school or something.
I think, are you still in medical school, Sean? Yes or no? And how many hours per day do you have to work?
I could be wrong too. Maybe I got that part wrong.
Okay, so he says, I'm not in school. I completed my degree. Okay, good stuff.
Oh, all right.
So how many hours per day do you have to work? So, are you working as a doctor now?
Okay, what about the airport thing? Is that somebody else too? Am I just mixing people up?
Okay, Sean Mahi, Evan wants to know about the airport thing. Now, he just said, normally I have to work 8 hours. Okay. And so those 8 hours, remember, we got to take out time for 8 hours. We're going to take out time for sleep. So you're only left with so many hours. So if you sleep 8 hours and you work 8 hours, you only got 8 hours to do your thing. Okay, so he says, but due to Corona, I'm on a special duty. I work 3 hours. But what was the question, Evan? Does he
Having a night job at the airport.
Yeah, do you have a night job at the airport? Sean is talking to you, Evan. He said, yes, I have a night job in the airport. Mentor, you got me.
Okay. No, because we got to factor that in. Like if you're going, I thought they were late night gigs, right? So if you're up late and then you're gonna wake up at 6 a.m.
Yeah, how you waking up at 6 a.m. if you're already at work at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m.?
I don't think it went that late, but I thought he was staying up late until like 1 or 2 a.m. or something.
Okay. Sean, you gotta let us know what's going on, man. We need clarity here. And it's still okay, because even if that's the case, you just have to move your times around. But still, it's still standard. First hour, again, if you can't do an hour, do 30 minutes. But that first 1 hour you spend alone. If you can't do an hour, do 30. And then exercise. If you can't do an hour exercise, do 30. And that's just the bare minimum. You have to do that. There's no way around it. You have to do that.
Uncle Z's coming for you if you don't.
And Sean Mahi says, okay, because when Corona initial days, I worked 30 to 30 hours on the airport for 1 year. So now they call only for 3 hours. And Sean said, yeah, I'm a night owl. He follows Uncle Z. This is crazy.
Right, but hold on. If it's a night, like what time is it there right now? You're going to wake up at 6 a.m.?
So yeah, Sean, talk to us. What time is it there right now? So are you waking up at 6 a.m. or are you going to work at 3 a.m. and then coming home at 6 a.m.? What is your schedule like? And also
No, but the schedule the schedule that you guys were designing was him waking up at 6 a.m.
Yeah. So that just changes.
Go look it up. What time is it in India right now? Do like a quick Google.
Okay.
It's late. Real late. That's what I can say.
Your first 30 minutes to 1 hour you spend with yourself, based on what I was telling you earlier. That's your exercise. The next 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour, is going to be your exercise, okay? Then from there on, just to make things easier in your life, break out 1 hour for the rest of the day. And then you go ahead and fill in, okay, from this time to this time, I have to go to work. Then you're going to see what you have remaining. Based on that, create block times for the things you got to get done. So whatever those 2 or 3 things that must be done, you schedule that in first, and you block it, meaning you cut off everything else around you and make sure that gets done.
Okay, so
then you're going to have time later to check your emails.
When is he waking up though? It's like 6 a.m.
Yeah,
and he goes to the airport. So like he just got home or whatever.
Yeah, he said, okay, I go 2 a.m. to the airport and come back 6 a.m.
Okay, great. And it's 6 a.m. now, you said?
Yeah, 6 a.m. now. So what do you do?
Okay, so...
Well, he could have been, because he's been talking to us for a while. It's 6:12 a.m. He's been on here from the beginning.
Oops.
So he's been on here for like an hour, at least an hour and a half.
Okay, so when are you going to bed? And then when are you waking up?
Yeah, Sean Mahi, when you get home, what time do you... He's only working 3 hours, though. So he's not even having a full day at work, so he shouldn't even be tired.
No, that's his bonus job. That's his airport job. That's not what he's
Also,
doing.
he has another regular job for 8 hours.
I don't know how long he's working his other job, but that he's got a... That's not his...
Today is his day off. So, Sean, you say you have 2 jobs? I didn't know that. You have 2 jobs? I thought he only worked 3 hours a day. Because of Corona, he only worked 3 hours a day. He said, I sleep in the afternoon.
Okay, so the routine now shifts based off of when you're going to wake up. So when do you wake up?
Okay, but the framework is still the same.
Yeah, the framework is still the same.